She was built in 1841.
This particular vessel has such a link to American history.
For 80 years, she crossed the oceans in search of whales.
She sailed literally over 1 million miles in her operational lifetime.
More than 20 million people at Mystic Seaport alone walked her decks.
So many people have such a connection with this boat.
But no one alive today has ever sailed the Charles W. Morgan until now.
Forward main lower topsail, sheet home!
Sheet home! He's on the lower, he's on the upper.
For the first time in nearly a century, the Morgan is on the move with the wind in her sails. This is the 38th voyage of the last wooden whale ship in the world. Now fully restored, the Morgan is on a mission to make history come alive.
It doesn't get lost on me. I understand that history, and I can feel that history.
Kip Files of Rockland, Maine is the captain of the Morgan. He spent a lifetime sailing, and with every move, it shows.
Let this out, let it out.
He's hands-on, a sailor's sailor who never loses sight of the sails.
When you sail her, it's just all about keeping her safe and keeping... Hey, Skip, can you go up another quarter point, you think? Yeah, so, and keeping her safe, and it's a learning experience.
What Mystic Seaport is doing this summer has never been done before. Its flagship is sailing to cities around New England on her own. The only help on this 38th voyage is coming from a tugboat.
Look at the headline.
Escorting this National Historic landmark in and out of port.
Port watch, stand by to let go of the tug.
It takes a seasoned crew to pull it off. There's the chief mate.
Easy on the sheet. Ease the sheet, ease the sheet. The captain is in charge of everything outside the ship. He's thinking about the other boats. Stand by to come about. My job is everything inside the ship.
And make sure it gets all the way down. Then, otherwise that inch that they got, you would lose.
And the second mate.
The mainmast and the spanker, the sails back here, that's my world, if you will.
Well, we'll steady up on north by east, if you can.
The helmsman keeps the vessel on course while the deckhands and the rest of the crew harness the wind.
All away in the starboard.
Hold up. Make fast. Make
fast. Square the main yards. Ease and port, haul and starboard.
Heave a board and heave away. Way, hey, roll and go.
They work the sails, the yards, and the rigging as a team, following commands in a breathless choreography.
The anchor's on board and the cables are stored to be rollicking randy dandy-o.
Think of what she weighs, about 470 tons, and I've got not quite half the sail up, and we're doing 4 knots. It's about almost 5 miles an hour. Mother Nature's providing it. Go figure. Yeah.
Ease up. Give me a sweat on the weather brace. Got it.
Women make up more than half of the Morgan crew.
I know I have been coming to Mystic Seaport since a kid.
Dana Manicelli grew up in Connecticut. Sailing on this 38th voyage as a deckhand is a dream come true.
Come on.
If you look around and when you see that we're all hauling the same lines as the men, we're all getting paid the same as the men, it is an absolute equal opportunity vessel, and it's a wonderful, wonderful place to work.
Oh, we'd be all right if the wind was in our sails, we'd be all.
And the scenery is spectacular, although not for the faint of heart. Going aloft, as the crew calls it, is just part of the job. This is what it looks like, climbing to the crow's nest 100 feet above the deck. Strong hands and a trusty harness make it look easy, and the reward is a breathtaking view.
And we'll all hang on behind.
No such headroom below deck, but plenty of room for a laptop. The Morgan has a stowaway. But Ryan Layton, a journalist from Maine, is hardly in hiding. His job is to share the experience on social media.
I am not a sailor, so as I progress as the stowaway, I want people to learn kind of my story and what it's like to live on a whaling boat.
It's rolling down to old Maui.
Getting around the living quarters can be a challenge, especially for someone who's 6'3", squeezing into a 6-foot berth.
As long as you're not claustrophobic, it's a very comfortable sleep.
But this is no free ride. Leighton is learning the ropes and pulling his weight just like everyone else. The payoff is a rare opportunity to experience life in the past.
I'm reading a lot of the logs and the diaries kept by these whalemen. And so what I'd like to see sometime during this voyage, I'd like to look out to the horizon and feel like I'm a whaler back in the 1850s.
It's funny that we find out when we do things the way they used to do it, even if it doesn't make sense at first, it seems to work better than what we ever make up on our own.
And that's what the 38th voyage is all about, bringing history to life, to promote a better understanding of the past and the deep and vital connection we as a young nation shared with the sea.
People are like, wow, you're celebrating whaling. And it's like, no, we're acknowledging a piece of our history, a really important piece, because both the fiscal support, much of the fiscal support and also the lubricant for the Industrial Revolution came from whaling. So what we're acknowledging is not so much the killing of whales, but that, you know, this part of history was a big part to where we've gotten now.
As quick as you can, keep it going.
And so, when the Charles W. Morgan returns to Mystic Seaport next month, this 38th voyage, sailing not to hunt, but to teach, will bring her storied history full circle. For only by acknowledging the past can there be perspective for the future.
The fact that the Seaport took the brave step of not only rebuilding it, but to learn some more about her by taking her sailing, and then tell the story up throughout southern New England. That's a great story. I don't know if there's another museum that could have pulled it off, or another state that could have pulled it off. I don't know. Congratulations. Thank you, Connecticut.